Alright, this is Unit 4's The Hero's Journey unit. First off, I want you to think about what a hero is. How does society view heroes? Has this definition changed over the years? And think about what the difference from the hero in Beowulf is to Superman that we constantly think as a hero. So, to find the journal, because all of this brainstorming will need to be in the journal, access your team link in the menu selection and select journal, create journal entry, come up with a creative title, start posting the answers to the steps below. Or I did create right here the hero brainstorming, which is again straight linked into the journal. You create a journal, put your name and the title. So let's start with the steps. Define hero. Use a dictionary. We think we know what hero is, but what exactly is a hero? Next, I want you to make a list of heroes. Don't look them up. Just think about what heroes you know. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, your mom, your dad, the nurse, a doctor that performs surgery, a teacher. Who is your heroes? Obviously the fictional characters are the biggest ones, but think about who they are. Then put them all up there. I want to see, what identifies these heroes. Is it all physical strength? Is it intelligence? Is it fame? What exactly do you think this is? Then find examples of real-life heroes and the qualities they possess. Look for newspaper articles. Maximum is 2. Post an article and explanation about how the individual or individuals possess hero qualities. Then I want you to watch film from the list below. If you have already seen the film, I highly suggest to watch it again. When you watch it for the second time, I want you to fill out these questions. What are the stages of the hero's journey? Using these stages, how many characters experience this journey? It might not be just one. Next, consider how one character in a film may have met all the stages. Who is this? And last, why are the majority of the heroes on film male? What does this say about the hero's journey? Does it apply to females? What do you think is going on with society in these two instances with genders? Take notes as you watch. Write about the characterization of the character you picked. Fill out the worksheet, take a picture, and add to your journal post. Okay, this is the worksheet. Okay, put the character's name right here. Tell me who the hero is. Call to adventure, refusal of the call, beginning of the adventure, the threshold, the mentoring figure or the supernatural aid, road of trials, unconditional love or temptress, ultimate boon, refusal of the return, refusal from without, crossing back, return, master of 2 worlds. So here's a summary of each one of those so that you know after you read these kind of who your character needs to be and who is that character. So here's the examples here's the explanations of each one of those. And on this worksheet, I want you to tell me how they meet it. And yes, you can actually type right on here. It should add to these boxes. It doesn't matter how long it is, as long as I understand that you see how the character works with each one of these. And you can bring in examples from the movie itself in this scene. And that way I can see where this is going. And then here again is a picture so that you can kind of get a visual. Remember that visual talk we had in the last discussion. The call to adventure, the threshold, the abyss or the revelation, the transformation, and the return. So usually in class I have a really good discussion dealing with heroes and what society thinks about them. And we are quick to label people as heroes. And the first thing I want you to think about is a firefighter a hero, or is a firefighter doing the job he signed up for? Same goes with military or police or nurses or doctors. Are they really heroes, or did they do their job? And is a hero a one-time event? According to this, in the brainstorming, it's a journey. So most people, did they take that journey before they became that hero status? I saved the life of this child, or whatever it may be. Or did it just happen? And what's the difference between us labeling somebody as a hero versus somebody doing their job? And even if they're doing their job, is it really them being a hero, or were they courageous? So it's something for you to think about as you go through this unit. What really makes a hero? And have we completely changed our everyday definition? But then you look at these current films, as I posted up here, because most of these films are very current, versus the Odyssey or Beowulf. Has it really changed? You know, I know, especially all the new superhero films, they actually follow through this journey. So think about where all this is going and what you need to do. Now I'm going to briefly show you an example of a newsletter that I got one semester. This is a newsletter, and if you haven't listened to the design video clip, by all means make sure you listen to that. But again, I'm looking at all this, and they address who makes a hero. And when you're thinking about your topics, think about, I don't want all of you to work with movies, obviously, but I want you to think about the heroes in the world and who they are, and especially the ones that you named. What are those heroes? So this one looks into, this one is a movie, obviously Iron Man. And I want you to think about, yeah, you had a lot of heroes. Growing up, I had so many heroes that I looked up to, such as Scooby-Doo, Harry Potter, Batman, Blade, and a few more. Out of all my favorite superhero movies, my all-time favorite was Tony Stark. Isn't that interesting? So why is Tony Stark the favorite hero? So I want you to think about stuff and how it has impacted you, and then come up with your topic. And again, this is how it needs to look. Your article, your idea, all of your works cited. Again, this is another article where she states, everyone knows a police officer's job is to protect and serve, but Kevin Briggs, who is a California Highway Patrol officer, didn't know that he would become known as a guardian of the Golden Gate Bridge. So is he a hero, or was he doing his job? And again, that's what this comes up and brings about is, well, what exactly put him in this position, and then what was the outcome of it? Again, this was a really interesting one because this dealt with cultures and how I posted an article about a woman in LaPorte who saved the 10-year-old boy from drowning. But how do other cultures look at heroes? And what is the difference between their heroes and our heroes? Does it take more for them to be a hero than for us to label people as a hero? So you can actually explore into this realm of what are heroes in other places. And then how Spider-Man fits in as a hero. That's kind of interesting. Now, does Spider-Man go through all of the stages in a hero's journey? Why or why not? And then what difference does it make? And what is society trying to tell us every time they make another movie dealing with these superheroes? What is their ultimate goal? And of course, towards the end of this, they bring in Beowulf. So what is the difference between that and this? All right, and here's another one that, a boy 15-year-old high school soccer player that became a hero. Is he really a hero, or was he courageous? Think about what he went through, and again, this is another document that they found, and they're working with it and everything that they've learned about being a hero. And then wrap it up, small conclusion. Again, I like the red because the red is there. It brings attention to a lot of stuff. The pictures are very vivid. They're balanced out. If you notice that the text itself is not indented. So stuff you need to look for. I will post this as an example so that you can look at it. By all means, you cannot copy it, but it is there for you to look at. So let's move back into content. Okay, here's your brainstorming activity that I went over. Here's your annotated bibliography. You need to research, obviously, heroes, different articles and stuff. This is how to create the annotated bibliography that goes with it. Again, should be in the journal. And this is the group newsletter. You saw an example of the newsletter. Find a template. Find out which each group member will be tackling. Okay, all of you, again, cannot do movies. You have to think about what's going on. Is there a difference in society back and forth? Again, up to you. If you want to bring me into a Zoom meeting as you want to have a discussion on different aspects of hero and how heroes are viewed in society, or movies, or books, or songs, no, even pictures that you are artwork that's displayed at the Museum of Fine Arts, stuff like that is all up for grabs. It will be completely up to you. Again, where you want to go, but I am more than willing to do a Zoom meeting with your group so that we can discuss this, because it is actually better in a discussion, obviously, than a one-way conversation with me doing this audio visual recording for you. But when all is said and done, I want you to have a lot of fun with this. Again, another good unit, but I want you to have a lot of fun with it. And keep in mind that you will be doing a presentation about the newsletter and what you found out about heroes.